We just got more billboards from Playboi Carti, and we might be getting a single tonight. We're talking about Trim. We're talking about that song with Future that we've been knowing about for quite some time, but obviously today we're going to be going over all of that, so let's jump straight into this.
If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description.
Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So obviously over the past couple of days we've been getting a lot of news when it comes to I Am Music, Playboi Carti's new album. We've been getting billboards obviously, and we've been getting billboards with I Am Music. Music is coming on there. Also, I Am Music MF, which seemed kind of weird, but it did have the Spotify cosign, so we were kind of sure that those were official and not just fan-made ones like the ones from Playboi Carti and 42 CEO that actually put up billboards in Times Square begging Carti to drop the record. So these ones are actually legit. And also, I did want to show y'all, before we talk about the new single that could be coming tonight and the new billboards, I did want to show y'all that a bunch of Carti affiliates reposted the billboards. We are talking about Sex is Death. We're talking about Black Hane, who's screaming the Carti news into the camera that then never come out. We're also talking about Joy Division. People like that kept reposting the original billboards. So those people were also pretty sure that they're connected to Carti. The only person that hasn't said anything about the billboards, that hasn't spoken out about them, who we don't even know knows they exist, is Playboi Carti himself, obviously. And I know a lot of you also said that maybe the billboards were put up by the label, were put up by Spotify because they didn't want to keep up with Carti's stuff anymore, him delaying the record, him not coming through on the dates that he actually promises, and they wanted to put pressure on him, which honestly I could actually see being the case, given that they also would not want to go through all the trouble of refunding every single order for the stuff if it doesn't come out before March 13th, which is the 6-month period that we have from September 12th when the items were first put up for sale in the shop, and that he, kind of is legally abided by to put them out or to ship them out before March, before also Rolling Loud California, which is March 13th through the 15th. But obviously we've been talking about this. We know all of that. Now we have to talk about the new billboards that have just appeared, because we did actually get the third generation of billboards. So this is actually some sort of strategy that they're running, because the first ones we were kind of like, okay, is it just a one-time thing? Is it just something that Spotify put up? The second time we were kind of looking at, okay, there's a Spotify logo on there. It has to be official in some sort of way. But now it seems like it's actually a daily thing that they keep putting out for the rollout, which I love. I love rollouts where there's a bunch to discover, where there's a narrative behind it, there's some lore. And in this case, I think this could be just that. And I hope that it's a sign that more is coming. So maybe by the time you're watching this, we'll have gotten new billboards. And in that case, I'll keep you updated, obviously. So make sure you stay subscribed. But obviously, let's take a look at the new billboards. So these right here are the new billboards that have appeared just today. And as you can see, it is the same font. It's the same kind of style for the billboard. It's the same Spotify logo, which is the important thing. That is kind of like the kind of like a seal of it being official. And also it says Trim. We've also gotten this version of the billboard, which is a little more special because it has this wave background. It's a little more dynamic. I've only seen it on pictures, so I'm not sure if it actually moves, but if you've seen it in real life, make sure to let us know in the comments. But obviously the word on here, Trim, is something that should remind us all of just, some Carti stuff, because that is a word that he's used in a bunch of captions. It's something that he's just used to express hard, tough. It's kind of like a slang he uses. It's trim. And if you remember, we also have a snippet that is called Really I'm Trim with Future. Now we thought, or we were pretty sure, this was a Future song with a Carti feature and that it would come out in some sort of way on a Future record, but now we're not even sure anymore, because obviously the best case scenario now would be that he drops the single tonight and that we get the new song Trim tonight before the record then drops March 7th as the leaked release date that we have. this would then completely be in schedule like we planned it out the last couple of days, with him dropping March 7th and then, him shipping out the stuff before March 12th and him being able to perform at Rolling Loud, California, March 14th, I believe, is his set, or the 15th, he's doing this Sunday. The 14th, I think, the Saturday is A$AP Rocky, who we're also looking at with a new album. Make sure to also be on the lookout for new videos on that. But obviously in this case, we're talking about Carti. And if you haven't heard the snippet with Future, here is a song that we don't have officially out, but it is one that we've been talking about already releasing as a single for iAmmusic, because, we've been talking about this album for quite some years at this point, and this has always been a possibility for a song to drop. Now, we also have other candidates like Omerta, if you remember that, like the song that he really also put out in quite a big portion of its entirety, and that he was also starting to roll out as a single as far as we were concerned, because he was really reposting that name and that snippet quite a bunch. So if he is dropping a single tonight, the most obvious thing would be Trim, because that is the song that he's putting on Billboards nationwide. But maybe if it's just a sign that something is coming, it could also be the choice of stuff like Omerta. Now, I don't want to, say one thing that is sure, because none of this is sure until we actually have it on our phones, on the streaming services. It's uploaded, it's gone through everything. We don't have it. We've been through this quite a bunch, so I'm not even as excited as maybe I would be if this was just a normal artist. But in the case of Carti, obviously, we have to take everything with a really, really big grain of salt, because it's just Carti, and we know that this doesn't have to mean anything, but it could. And the slight possibility that we have right there is the hope that we kind of latch onto. So if he's dropping something tonight, it's kind of like a 50-50 right now. The fact that we're getting daily Billboards right now is a good sign, though, that the album is coming pretty soon. Because this, I said it yesterday, it's kind of sad that the most coherent thing that we've gotten from Carti, this rollout, is just 2 Billboards on 2 consecutive days. Now it's 3 consecutive days. So that's even better. So let's see how all of this turns out, how all of this develops. I'll keep you updated. As I said, maybe by the time you're watching this, you can check his digital streaming platform profiles, and Really I'm Trim is out with Future as the first single. All Red is obviously also out, but as one of the first singles for iAmmusic, hopefully dropping March 7th. That would be the best case scenario, like we talked about yesterday. But obviously, about all of this, and what do you think of the snippet, of the Trim snippet itself? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.